Now this is St Michael's Church in Breon, and Breon itself is a large village situated between Nottingham and Derby. Now apparently the settlement's name Breon, or Breeder Stone, means Breager's farm or settlement. And it was William the Conqueror, otherwise known as William the Bastard, who was a great-great-great-grandson of the Viking ruler Rollo, which I didn't know. And reportedly in 1086 he gave the manor to Henry de Ferrers, who was given a large number of manors in Derbyshire. The name Henry de Ferrers keeps cropping up in these videos of local interest, so I might have to do a bit of research into him. Now, St Michael's Church was built during the reign of King John in the mid-11th century. The first building consisted of just a nave and a small tower. And it's not sure if there was a wooden Saxon church there previously. But I did read that Breeder Stone had no church in the late 11th century, and people had to travel to nearby Sawley for special services, such as funerals. Not everybody had a horse, so it wasn't convenient. So work started on St Michael's, and carpenters and stonemasons collected their tools and materials and began the work. Now, what really drew me to this church in particular is this strange carving at the base of the northernmost bay on the arch. A sculptured face known as the Breon Boy. Now this sculpture is reputed to be that of the master mason who was in charge of alterations following the Black Death in the mid-14th century. But I came across another curious story about this unusual figure, which tells of a local boy, a real pain in the ass, you know the sort. They'll tie cats' tails together, frighten dogs with fireworks and write rude graffiti in public places. Now this lad had a habit of pulling ugly faces with cheeks puffed out and elbows bent. And it said one dear old lady died of shock and his mother was distraught. Now, if the workers caught him up to his pranks, they would throw a tub of murky water at him and he would scarper along the planks and he'd swear at them and pull a face. Now, one fine day the boy was climbing onto the chapel scaffold, up to his usual tricks, when he slipped and fell into a bucket of wet cement. Now, the workmen cheered as they heard the squelch, but seeing him topple off the scaffold, the workmen began to search for the boy, but found no trace of him. So they assumed that he'd gone to ground, as it was his usual habit. So the workmen knocked off for a break, and the hapless boy was not thought of again for a while, until one of these stonemasons paused to think. The cheeky young lad had been missing for nigh on a week, and the thoughtful mason sipped at his ale, then turned white. Could he have fallen into the mortar? But after trying to drink the pub dry, he thought no more of it. Now, some time later, when most of the work was done on the church, an architect arrived to do an inspection, and with some dismay, he says, "You need a little bit more filler here. This stone does not meet the pillar." The builder in charge groaned, and he says, "We've used up every scrap of stone, apart from one bucket of set cement." So one of the old stonemasons intervened, and with spades and hammer and one good clout he dislodged the lump, and there he was, a silly boy. He came out as he went in, with cheeks puffed out and elbows bent. Now those who worship in the place will gaze up at this cheeky face, and they may even tell their children, if you won't be good and pull silly faces, it's at your peril. Your face could stick like that and you could end up in prominent places. Now, having told the basic story, I would recommend looking at the Rev'd Keeling on YouTube, who tells the full story from the pulpit.